The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to our webinar today. Sorry for the technical difficulties. It'll be much better that you can hear Dwayne now. I've got Dwayne Tyndall on the call, and I think Mike Self and Eloise may be helping him out. So let's just go through a little bit of an overview of the control panel so everybody on the call knows how to ask your questions and get them answered. So that control panel is docked on the right side of your screen, somewhere where my mouse is circling. There's a vertical toolbar that hangs off the side of that, and at the bottom you should see a little hand icon. If you have a question during the presentation, you can use that hand icon to raise your hand. I am going to mute myself, but I'll look out for those hands to go up, and I will push those into Dwayne and try to get those answered. If you don't have a microphone, there's also a question section where you can type in your question, and I'll relay that on to Dwayne as well. If I can ask everybody at this time, if you're hearing me, would you please put your hand up? Go ahead and find that hand icon, just making sure my microphone's working. Perfect. Thank you all for that. So without much further ado here, I'm going to switch over and let Dwayne be your presenter here. And he'll switch to his computer. I'm going to ask him to do an introduction. And
good morning, everyone.
Yep, Dwayne, well, I'm seeing your computer. I'm able to hear you. Are you good with questions during the presentation, or would you like for me to hold those until the end?
If they type them into the boxes, we should be fine. Okay. You know, we can answer them during the call. Okay. Hopefully, you know, I set up something at the end for some questions, so, you know.
Okay. And I just want to thank Dwayne and the other folks from CAD Masters on the call. I am going to record this, so I'll post it out. Everybody that's on the call today will get a link to the recording. And with that, Dwayne, I'm going to mute myself, but I'll just be here to help field some questions.
All right, thank you. Good morning, everyone. I'm sorry for the technical difficulties there. It's a Wednesday, I guess. My name is Dwayne. I'm with CAD Masters. I'm out here in Walnut Creek, California. It's our corporate office. We also have an office in Sacramento. Just want to discuss what's going on with Autodesk and some of the important dates to remember. Just a little bit about us, CAD Masters. You know, we've been in business for almost 26 years. In October, it will be 26 years. And we became a value-added reseller plus an Autodesk authorized training center shortly thereafter. I've been here at CAD Masters for a little over 20 years, almost 21 years, so I've seen a lot of different things with Autodesk. At CAD Masters, we're recognized as an Autodesk Gold partner. We're also an Autodesk Government Specialist reseller, and being a civil structural firm, we're a Civil 3D implementation certified expert. We also own we have formerly had a computer store. Now we just build CAD workstations, you know, for engineering use. And we ship our workstations all across the country. You know, we got clients in Maryland, Florida, Guam, South Carolina. I mean, we have people out everywhere. So, you know, it's pretty good. And then we also have a few clients pretty much that we service their networks and their service for. So let me just go ahead and just try and get into it. You know, as you know, Autodesk is coming up with some changes about what they're going to do in the future. And some of those changes really are going to affect a lot of people. For those of you that are running network licenses, these changes affect you. Maintenance plans, these changes really affect you. What we're going to talk about today are a few items. We're going to talk about the Autodesk transition to named user. We're also going to talk about what options are available for your software. Do you have multi-user license or a network license? Is it a maintenance plan? Is it a design suite? I also want to talk about what are the upgrade options when your renewal date comes up, and talk about the cost to keep what you have. If you have a maintenance plan, keep that. If you want to move to subscription, if you're going to have or what the new license costs are. Then we'll talk about authorization codes and then some important dates. All right. So back in 2017, Autodesk announced a move to subscription campaign, allowing users on a maintenance plans or those with perpetual license of software the ability to switch over to their new subscription contract format. This would take your perpetual license and turn it into a term license. Subscription contracts or maintenance plans, they both come with an annual renewal. And if you didn't take the move to subscription offer at your first renewal back in 2017, the following year they had it again, and they always increased the price slightly. Now this is the final year to move to subscription. In addition to this, Autodesk has also announced they're discontinuing multi-user licenses or network licenses. This was announced earlier this year, and it was really a surprise. This is what they're calling their transition to named users. Also, Autodesk is discontinuing maintenance plans altogether. Back on May 7th of this year, Autodesk discontinued the design and creation suites, which were the building design suites, the infrastructure design suites. Each of them, they were the standards, the premium, the ultimate. They discontinued all of those. The only option for the design suite now is to trade it in for an industry collection license. And throughout all this today, you're going to hear me say trade in for a lot of different things, because a lot of the Autodesk terminology for some reason is trade in now. They just want everything as a trade in. Okay. So what are the software options? So we know we got AutoCAD. We know we got AutoCAD now comes with 8 different software programs with inside it. It's called AutoCAD with specialized tool sets. It includes AutoCAD, the AutoCAD architecture, AutoCAD MEP, Map 3D, AutoCAD electrical, mechanical, raster design, plant 3D, and it's in mobile and web apps. This is what's inside the AutoCAD with specialized toolset package. And unfortunately, you can only get that if you're on subscription. You can't get it if you're just still on a maintenance plan. So that's the AutoCAD with specialized tool sets. Then there's the Civil 3D. Civil 3D is fully dynamically linked software, which derived from Land Desktop. It's a civil engineering design and documentation program that also supports building information modeling workflows. Civil 3D allows you to bring in GIS data directly into your drawings by using various commands such as map import, map insert, geomap. All these have different multiple file formats and file types that can be imported from directly into Civil 3D. And now Autodesk also has the AEC industry collection or industry collection licenses, because they have the architecture, construction, and engineering license, and then they have the product design and manufacturing, and also media and entertainment. But here at CAD Masters, we're, being a civil firm, we mostly focus on the AEC industry collection. So pretty much anything, if you hear me talk about an industry collection, I'm really just talking about the AEC collection. The AEC collection includes, 20 software programs, the main ones being, AutoCAD with the tool sets, Civil 3D, Revit, vehicle tracking, Navisworks, Manage. Those are the really important ones that we find useful in the collection. And also within the collection, if you need to, use any of the software, you can download all of them, or you can download whatever you need. So what's going away with all of this is the maintenance plans. Maintenance plans are disappearing. They're going to be gone. May 7th, 2021 is going to be the final date for maintenance plans. It's just this renewal now. You can renew your maintenance plan. Keeping your maintenance plan alive allows you to receive technical support. It allows you to still use older versions of the software. But after May 7th, 2021, there will be no more maintenance plans. Autodesk is totally discontinuing that. Right now, if you have a maintenance plan license, a perpetual license, you can only get an activation up until 2010. You can't go earlier than 2010. They will not give you an activation for any of that software. We haven't been told when they're going to change that 2010 date. We do know that Autodesk policy is current release plus 3 back. That means 2021, 2019, and 18. But they also have had a policy where if you stay consistent with your renewal, you're allowed to receive activations for as far back as that you purchased the software. So it's kind of a little tug and war that we have going back and forth with Autodesk as far as getting activation codes. But we do know that you can't get one earlier than 2010. So another thing that's going away is the multi-user access. If you have a network license, you have a multi-user on subscription license, those are going away. Autodesk has discontinued those, and beginning August 7th, they're going to do what's called the transition to named user, where you can trade in your 2-for-1, trade in your license and get 2-for-1, meaning you trade in 1 network license and they're going to send you back 2 standard subscription license. Now these are just called standard subscription license, but they're really just a subscription license. So they throw the word standard out there, but it's just a subscription license. And so those are going to come into effect on August 7th. So you'll be able to trade in your network license, and that's your first renewal. This is your first renewal after August 7th. So when time for you to renew your subscription or renew your maintenance, if you have a network license, even on a maintenance plan after August 7th, you'll be able to trade that network license in for 2 subscription licenses. Those 2 subscription licenses will tie together and renew, with each other. If you decide that you want to drop one of the licenses, you don't need one of the licenses, the second license will still, or the one remaining license will still renew at the rate of all the other software products. If you have a standalone maintenance plan license for a single product, your only option as far as keeping up with Autodesk technology is to trade it in for a subscription license. Right now, you can't, after, I believe it's August 7th, after August 7th, you won't be able to renew your maintenance plan. You can only trade it in for a subscription. So Autodesk is totally just getting rid of maintenance plans. As we know, the design and creation suites are no more. They got rid of those. They can't do anything with those, but switch it over to an industry collection license. So as I said before, renewals are annual, but you can purchase a 3-year renewal or new subscription license. Right now, Autodesk has a promotion going on, 2 types of promotions. One expires on the 24th. That's the trade-in promotion. That's the prices that you see right there. The $1690 is the current AutoCAD price. The promotion price is $1267. That price is actually good through the 24th. And then down below, there's another promotion happening that starts today that runs through the 31st. So there's always some type of promotion that Autodesk is going about with. And generally, all of them involve trading in your old software. But if you needed to buy a new license today, you could get it for 10% off for 1 year, 20% off for 3 year for any of the main products that they have. The trade-ins, the price, the $1267.50 for the AutoCAD, that is a trade-in price if you had an old perpetual license that you wanted to trade in. Again, that one expires on the 24th, but Autodesk does this trade-in promotion every quarter. So it'll go away at the end of July, and it will come back again in August. So if you ever have an old license that you feel like, yeah, I really want to get, some better technology, I want to trade this in, give me a little discount, I want to move forward with Autodesk software, then yes, you'll be able to find a trade-in offer. They always seem to have a trade-in offer. But again, maintenance plans, when your license expires, you'll still be able to hold on to that. You'll be able to keep it, use it. You can activate it still if it's a newer license. Autodesk is getting away from providing auth codes, but you'll be able to trade that in and hold it, forever, or trade it in later on when you want to trade it in. So this next screen is just talking about the multi-users and just showing you what the offers are, or the dates about the trade-in and what you would get if you have a multi-user network license. Between now and August 7th, you can trade it in, but you only get one for one. If you have a network license and it's after August 7th, you trade it in and you get 2 for 1. And then the standalone maintenance is just a trade in and you get 1 for 1. This next screen is just talking a little bit more about the prices and what's going to happen. Autodesk has told us that from 2021 through 2028, the software prices are going to increase no more than 5% every odd year. So if you have a license that you moved to subscription with, if you have a license that you're going to do the 2-for-1 trade-in offer with, then those licenses will increase no more than 5% from 2021 through 2028. The 2020 prices is your renewal price, and then you take the 5% from there. So we do know what prices are going to be through 2028 for a lot of the different software changes, like the move to subscriptions or the trade-in offers. We don't know, we have seen Autodesk increase the brand new license price every May. They've increased those prices 5%. So when you buy a brand new license, that price always seems to go up every May. But to renew those licenses, it is a different price. It's a little cheaper renewal price than it is to purchase a brand new price. But I thought it was pretty nice for Autodesk to at least give us the pricing all the way through 2028. That kind of helps. It kind of lets you know what you're looking at. And if you look at a brand new license of software, I mean, it's $2,800 for $2,900 for an AEC collection. If you were to buy one in the future, but if you were to trade in an old maintenance plan license or something like that, then the price would be a lot less. And in 2028, it still would be less than what a brand new license would cost today.
Yeah.
So we got, these are just important dates to remember. February 29th, a lot of these dates are past, so they're really not important to remember, I guess, now. February 29th, no more sales of multi-user subscriptions. And back in April, they stopped the design and creation suites, and maintenance paid trade-in offers started for people on maintenance plans. You can trade it in for a subscription license. But the main dates now, the two main dates now are the August 7th date for your 2-for-1 trade-in offer. And one important thing to remember about the 2-for-1 trade-in offer: if you don't take advantage of it at your first renewal to get the 2-for-1, at your second renewal the following year, you'll only get 1-for-1. So they'll let you still do it, but you'll only get 1-for-1. So it's important to remember your first renewal date is when you want to trade in those licenses to get the 2-for-1. Okay, and then May 7th, 2021, all maintenance plans retire. So if you decided this year, I'm going to not renew, or if you decided this year I'm going to wait till next year, they do retire on May 7th, 2021. The only thing that you'll be able to do with that license after then is trade it in for a subscription, or put it in the back pocket and keep it for when you needed to use it. And if you decide to keep your perpetual license, if you say I paid a lot of money for these licenses over the time and I don't want to trade it in, again, the one thing that I think that you should do is try to find a computer that you can put it on, that it works on, and put that computer in the corner, because the operating systems aren't going to allow those old versions to work. A 2007 version of software was written on a 16-bit machine, and now it's 32-bit machines, 64-bit machines, and it's not really going to run that old software. So if you have an old machine that you can put it on, that's probably one of the better things to do. If you want to keep your old maintenance license. But we definitely suggest upgrading them. So the Autodesk doesn't provide auth codes now. It's going to be a named user for the software. They're not going to use serial numbers for the software. When you receive a new licensed software, it's going to be just an email address. The serial number is just a fake number that they just send out there so they can know that something is attached in their database. But as far as when we use the software, it's just going to be your email address. It's going to be a named user. You type in your email address, you have access to the software. When you receive the software into your Autodesk account, you put in the email address, and the software will take off and run. It's no more going to be putting in a serial number. So it's always going to be attached to your email address, which allows you to put it on your home computer, your work computer, your laptop, your tablet. It allows you to take it and go wherever you need to be with the software and to be able to use the software, because it's just for you, and it's going to log you out of every other place when you log into the second one. Well, I mean, do we have any questions? Because I really could talk forever, but I don't want to do that.
Yeah, we actually had one just a second ago. So let me see if I can get to that. So just wanted to confirm, can you still use the software once the maintenance plan expires?
Yes, but you'll only be able to use 2021. You'll only be able to use the current release of software.
Okay. And there won't be, once all this stuff expires, let's just say, so we have a lot of Carlson users on the call. So let's say that somebody decides to drop their Autodesk. Will they still be able to access all their DWG files?
Yes, okay. They will.
There's no limit there. And then just the confirmation. So if somebody's looking to buy, has never bought any AutoCAD or anything before, it's going to cost them how much just to get a license of 2020 or 2021 that they could run their Carlson software on top of. One license, one person.
One license of AutoCAD, $16.90 for standard price, but it's always a promotion happening. Right now, like I said, it's 10% off for a 1 year or 20% off for a 3-year license. But for AutoCAD, it would be $16.90. A little cheaper again with the promotion.
And all of that's all on a yearly basis now, so you can't. No perpetual option, no anything like that any longer. It's a yearly at a minimum.
That's correct. Yes, yeah. It's a yearly option now, or a 3-year option now. Yeah, they've stopped doing the perpetuals. You cannot purchase one. If you try to go online and purchase one, you would still have to activate it, and Autodesk will not give you that activation. So please don't spend your money buying a copy online where someone swears that it's going to work for you, because you still have to activate that software, and Autodesk is the one who gives you the activation code, so they won't give it to you.
So another question that's just popped up, will you still be able to run Carlson Survey OEM version of AutoCAD? So that's going to be completely separate from what Dwayne's talking about here. So the AutoCAD OEM that comes with Carlson, Carlson handles all that licensing. It's internally. So if you buy any Carlson program, that would be Survey or Carlson Takeoff that has the embedded AutoCAD, you're good to go. It's not anything. You don't have to purchase anything from Autodesk at all. All that licensing is handled through the Carlson software. All right. Are there other questions? Dwayne, that was really helpful. I know I have trouble keeping my mind straight because Carlson has maintenance and Autodesk has maintenance and subscription. So, and then it's been so long since I've been into Autodesk that the terms are different from when I was part of a reseller network.
Well, the good thing about it, they're getting rid of one of them and just going to subscription, and so that'll help. They changed the name. It was subscription in the past, and it went to maintenance, and then now it's back to subscription. So it's Autodesk can get confusing. So
just in layman's terms, can you tell me what does maintenance mean today? And what's the difference?
It just means that you're maintaining
subscription.
It's really none. It's really none. It's just the software license. Maintenance is just maintaining your license, keeping it going. But the subscription is still doing the same thing. Both of them come with an annual subscription renewal or an annual renewal, so you're paying for them annually. Just the maintenance was a perpetual license. It was one that you were allowed to, or then in the past they would say you can keep forever. That's what they always used to tell us in the past for a maintenance license. And then, the subscription license is a term license. It's, it automatically is going to expire on the expiration date. It comes with an expiration date.
Yeah. And Autodesk does change what they're offering on a very regular basis. So I think we all kind of know that. And I think what you suggested as far as if you want or have any of that software, your ability to use it is really and truly going to be dependent on whether you can install it on a computer or not. Autodesk is stingy with the authorization code, but where most people hit that brick wall, I believe, is going to be on getting it installed. A couple things that I would add to that is I'm a huge proponent of Land XML. So I try to preach to everybody. I know there's a lot of people that still even use Land Desktop, and bless you for that. But before you get to a point where you can't access that any longer, I just preach and preach and preach to people to go in Land Desktop, hire a summer intern, get them to sit there all day, every day, and take all your old Land Desktop projects and export them to a Land XML Land XML file. That Land XML is a generic file format that will make an exact backup of your point data, your surfaces. I mean, you can always have your DWGs, but Land XML is going to give you all the rest of it that is proprietary to Land Desktop or Civil 3D. So before you decide to make a move any direction, make sure you have all that project data backed up to Land XML. Let's see, I've got another question. So somebody, Daryl, currently has AutoCAD Map 2017. Can you just use that as an example of what his options are going forward? And
he has it on he has a maintenance license, or does he have a subscription license? I'm sorry.
I'm assuming it's going to be a perpetual. Let's go at it from a perpetual until he specifies otherwise, a maintenance.
Oh, sure. Okay, so then if he has a perpetual license, when his time comes up for renewal, then he would just trade it in. He could go Civil 3D, or he could go AEC collection.
Okay.
But he would trade it in now. He's actually past the move to subscription date, and he would just be able to trade it in for a license. So it's essentially you just upgraded it to the AEC collection, or a Civil 3D license.
Okay. So he said he did not upgrade to 2018. So I could assume he could keep using that 2017 as long as he could get it installed at this point. 2017 is not too old to get an authorization code, so he should be good on that side, correct?
If he keeps it as a maintenance, and the contract expires, he won't be able to get an activation code for 2017. He'll only be able to use 2021.
Okay.
Once the maintenance expires, it's kind of weird. I've been seeing it lately. In the past, it was once the maintenance expired, you could still use old software. But I've had a couple clients call me this week, and one last week, and they're saying, I can't get into my 2020 stuff anymore. And it's like a note that Autodesk sent it to them and said, this is going to expire. And they can't get into old software anymore, so they can only use the 2021. So Autodesk is cutting out the use of older versions, even if you stop your maintenance. It used to be that the software would continue to work, but now it's not.
Okay. Yep, I remember how that was. That it used to be that you could pay for, as long as you kept paying for the new, I think, subscription at that time, you could continue to work on the older one. But when you stopped paying for subscription, whatever Autodesk considered to be your current version was the one you were stuck with. And so that's kind of the same way they are now.
That's the same way they are now, yes.
Yeah, okay. And let's see. What happens once 2022 is released? Anything different? So 2021 was released when? Was that delayed because of COVID, or?
No, Autodesk releases a new version of software every March and April. They release their next version. So 2021 came out in end of March. Then they start releasing the various programs, and then probably the 20th of April, then all of their software is out. All of their next release is out. So when 2022 comes out, it should be fine. It won't be nothing different except for the 3 releases back, moves up a year. But should be fine. March and April of next year, we should expect 2022 out.
And then whoever's current on subscription at that point will have access to 2022 when they're ready.
Correct. Yes. And when they open up their account, they'll see 22, 21, 20, and 19. They'll be able to use any of those versions
as long as they've paid the bucks.
Right.
All right. So I'll still call for questions, but again, I just want to give a plug as far as CAD Masters for any of you. I know I send them referrals all the time for Civil 3D help. And Dwayne, you all do consulting. You can do training, you can do tech support and all that. So you all are the go-to for anybody that comes to me with that question anymore.
Thank you. Yes, we try to be a one-stop shop for engineering.
Very good. Okay, so we did get another question. I think this is still just a clarification of the last one. So his original question was what happens once 2022 gets here, and then he says, if your maintenance expires and you don't go to subscription, you say you can only get an activation code for the latest. As years go by, what happens?
I'm sorry, what was that last part?
As years go by, what happens? So if you would, if that all makes sense, use some specific numbers as far as, so let's say that he's got 2021 right now and he lets his maintenance expire, or it already has, and he doesn't renew anything. What happens when 2022 comes out for him specifically? And then anything else when 2023 comes out?
Yeah, so no, for him specifically, when 2022 comes out, he doesn't get it. He just gets 2021. That's going to be the last version that he's going to get. When you're on a maintenance plan, 2021 is the last version you're going to get. When 2022 comes out, 2023 comes out, 2024 comes out, if you decide that you want one of those licenses and you want to trade in your 2021 license, you'll have that option. You'll be able to trade it in for whatever discount that they have for their trade-in promotion at that time.
Gotcha.
But he won't be able to use the software. He'll only be able to get an activation for 2021, and he'll probably still be able to get that activation for 3 or 4 years. If he changes his computer, changes hard drives, because if you change your hard drive, your activation code changed, back in the day. So if he gets a new computer or whatever, and he still wants to put 2021 on it, he'll be able to get that for a few years after his expiration. But later on in the future, 2025, whenever, if he wants to trade in that license, he'll have that opportunity to.
Perfect. All right. I think that helped a lot. Are there any other questions? And yes, he had put in another question. You can, just confirming, you can still get codes for 2021. So yeah.
Yep.
All right. Let's see. Oh, okay. Let's see. I see. Michael, I see your hand up. I'm going to unmute your microphone. Well, it looks like you're self-muted.
How's that?
I can hear you. What's your question,
Good.
Michael?
Gotcha.
I'm one of these dinosaurs. I'm running AutoCAD 2010. What can I do other than keep buying Carlson?
AutoCAD 2010, yeah, that one is that one's tough because they're not going to give you activation codes for that one if anything happens. So you got to be careful with that one. But you can trade it in for a 2021 license. Right now it's $1267.50 for a license, or but
How long is that license good for, though?
that's for 1 year, sir.
Pardon me?
1 year.
1 year.
Yes, sir. They stopped doing the perpetual licenses like that 2010
well,
that you
that.
kept for.
Like I said, I'm a dinosaur.
Yeah.
Now, what version of are you using Carlson?
I am.
Okay.
I've got the greatest Carlson.
Yeah, so you've got the option of AutoCAD with Carlson.
I have that installed too.
Okay. Yep. So that's still perpetual. So I don't see that changing anytime soon. So
Wonderful.
you at least got that. But yeah,
I don't know who's older, Bruce or me.
I gotcha. All right. Did that answer your question? Did you have more for Dwayne?
Yes, thank you.
Yep. Thank you.
Not a problem. Thank you, sir.
All right. Let's see. Any other questions? I'm scanning here. All right. Well, I am not seeing anything. Dwayne, thank you so much.
Not a problem. Thank you for inviting us. And again, we apologize for earlier.
We did all right. That kind of thing happens. So so that'll work. And like I said, I am recording this. So once I get the recording converted and uploaded, I will send out a follow-up to everybody. If anybody has questions, I don't know, Dwayne, are you okay to share your email address? That was on your first slide, wasn't it? If anybody wants
it is, yes. And I'm fine with that.
Okay, yep. If anybody wants to follow up with me or Dwayne directly, we'll make sure to get those questions answered for you again. Check out their website. They've got tons of resources, and I've really enjoyed working with everybody. Hope everybody has a good rest of the week. We're on a hump day, so appreciate everybody attending.
Yes.
And we'll talk to everybody.
Everyone, please again. Stay well.
Yeah, absolutely. Stay safe, be well, and we'll talk to everybody again soon. Thank you all.
Thank you.